And good morning to you. Welcome to Up to the Minute. It is Thursday, July the 30th. I'm Todd Duplantis. We've got your HCC news and info next half hour. A couple of special guests. We'll talk to them in just a moment. But first, I want to introduce my co-host for the day, Raquel Sims, out at our Stafford METV station. Good morning, Raquel.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me, Todd. I hope everyone's having a great morning so far. We've made it to the end of the week. And if you are not doing so already, please like us and follow us on our Facebook page at HCC Stafford TV Studio and follow our YouTube channel at HCC Stafford TV Studio as well.
That's right. And make sure you share this video so we can get the word out on all the happenings and events at HCC and around the city of Houston, because we've got some special guests, as I mentioned. One of them from the Health Museum here in Houston, the Senior Director of Guest Engagement. Please welcome Becky Seabrook. Becky, welcome.
Good morning, Todd. Good morning, all.
Well, we're going to be with you in a moment to hear more about the Health Museum. But first, I want to introduce from Houston Community College, the chair of the Automotive Technology Program, the Automotive Center of Excellence, HCC Northeast, Richard Hakemack. Richard, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Nice to be here.
We are excited about this because I've been out to that, Center of Excellence isn't necessarily a building, but you have a technology center at the Northeast College, and it is incredible what you have out there. Tell us a bit about that location.
Well, we have two locations. The Northeast campus at Airline, that's the main ATTC or Automotive Technology Training Center, and then we also have a relatively new campus in the North Forest area. Both of our campuses offer automotive technology. The main campus, ATTC, offers diesel and auto body as well.
Well, I want to get into some of the programs and partnerships that HCC has in just a few moments. But first, I want to talk to you about what students would learn in your program, starting off with your workforce training programs.
Okay, our program students, they learn basic career entry skills in the automotive, heavy vehicle, diesel, and auto body repair industries. And those skills not only prepare them for entry-level positions, but give them the knowledge that they would need to grasp more advanced concepts for higher paying positions within the field as they move forward.
And can you move into a more advanced degree with a 2-year associate's degree to benefit the student and even give him more earning power?
Yes, absolutely. There are a lot of partner colleges, or I say partner colleges that accept associate degrees in automotive technology. There are a few colleges nationwide that offer automotive technology bachelor's degrees. Some of the colleges that will accept the automotive associate degrees for four-year programs such as industrial education, organizational leadership. Those are just a few of the degrees. University of Houston, Prairie View A&M, Sam Houston State University. They do take our credits towards a 4-year degree, not necessarily automotive, but in closely related fields.
Tell me about some of the partnerships you guys have, because I know that your students can train in a partnership with an automotive manufacturer, get trained into technology, and go directly work for them because they're in high demand. Tell us about some of those partnerships.
Absolutely. Currently, we have partnerships with Audi and Subaru. We're currently using their online training platforms. We also are working on an articulation agreement with Toyota, or with Gulf States Toyota, to begin offering their online training as well. Most of the online training that the students receive are exactly what a technician working in one of those dealerships would also attend and receive. That basically gives our students a foot in the door into those dealerships. As a matter of fact, Subaru, if our students that come through the program, if they choose to take the additional training, say an Audi or Subaru, those dealerships, they will actually hire them in as opposed to somebody that's coming possibly from another dealership in an entry-level position because they're already familiar with the product.
Well, it's a win-win situation for the manufacturer, the dealership, and for our students because the students are getting trained in the technology and the dealership is getting somebody with somewhat of experience already certified.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, tell me a bit about things now as we're in the age of COVID. When we left on spring break, we really haven't returned to the buildings. How were you able to deliver the education online without the students there face to face every day?
That's been one of our biggest challenges because our program for, if you put it into a percentage, probably 80% of our program is hands-on. We transitioned fully online within about a 2-week period over spring break. And incredibly enough, we haven't lost that many students. The students actually like it. Really, the only thing that we've lost is the hands-on training, and that's probably the most troublesome part of it. Luckily, when students go to look for jobs, the employers typically do offer a certain level of training. But looking forward into this fall, what we're trying to do starting October the 15th is to go back to campus to at least do lab-based training. The instructors may be completely lecture-based online, but they would have their students come to campus with instructor-led hands-on activities. So it's been difficult.
We've been speaking extensively with Sean Atmishi, and he
Absolutely.
talked about working with different centers of excellence, and he mentioned yours as well. Let's talk about the partnership you have with them, with maybe bringing in some virtual reality into your instruction program.
Yes, we've been in talks with Sean. Um, we're currently looking at ways that we can use either virtual reality or augmented reality in our classes to move more in the direction of hands-on, even though we're virtual. The students obviously they won't have the tactile feel per se, but they will get the experience with emotions, learning the parts, the familiarity. And Sean's team, they're willing to work with us, cameras and so forth, setting it up to where we can have instructors go in, do the demonstrations, and then they, I guess, for lack of a better term, work their magic.
It's amazing where we are with virtual reality and the fact that COVID has forced us to go online, and this seems to be the new normal as to where we're headed. Because even though we're looking at least going for the first 6 weeks of the fall online with our instruction, we don't know what'll happen past that because these are all uncharted territory. And I don't know about you, but I didn't think we'd be here in going into August still working virtually. I thought we'd be back in maybe April, and then I thought, well, May at the latest. Here we are, the end of July.
Yes, that's what we thought too. Honestly, I cannot tell you how many times we've put together a reopening plan.
Yeah.
We're planning to go back in 2 weeks, so then, well, it's 3, and I think I share the same thoughts that you do, and everybody else that's watching. We don't know what the future holds, and I think that having some type of either virtual reality or augmented reality that we can incorporate, I think that would strengthen the amount of education that the students get out of the program.
Richard, would you say most of your students are students who are wanting to go through the whole program and get a job for the first time in the automotive industry? Or are you finding a lot of people who need certain certifications so they can earn more? Maybe an older student that's coming back with some experience and says, you know what, I want to get that Audi certification so I can go work for them. What are you finding with the makeup of your students?
It's a mix. It really is. We get lots of students straight out of high school that are, this is the career path they've chosen. They want to get an entry level position. We've had lots and lots of students that either have lost their jobs, and even before the pandemic, that are, maybe a little bit older, are changing careers. We've had lots and lots of veterans, lots of international students that want to get training to possibly go back to their home country and open a business and support their families. So I can't put a number on, or I can't categorize, because we get so many students from so many different walks of life. Sometimes we have people that walk in that think it's interesting and want to make a career change. it can be as simple as that.
Richard, we appreciate you joining us this morning and updating us on the Center of Excellence and the location. I've been to both your locations. Both of them are incredible. But boy, that North Forest one is really a crown jewel out there because you've got some incredible stuff out there. Best of luck with getting things online for at least the first 6 weeks, and good luck going into the fall.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks for being here, Richard. All right, it's Thursday, and we talk about virtual family fun. You know, since COVID started, museums in Houston and around the nation have been able to give us a glimpse, kind of behind the scenes, to promote online learning in the home, but also to keep their museum out there. And we've got one of our local museums that is joining us right now, and we welcomed on Becky earlier. And Becky, you're with the Health Museum here in Houston. I know your museum is known for the trip you have that goes through the human body. You know, it's so cool inside the museum. But you've had to shut down because of COVID. Tell us the status of where you are now with reopening and what you're offering online.
Sure. So we wound up closing down the museum in March, and have had a couple of times throughout the past couple of months where we thought we may be able to reopen, but then numbers would change in the area. So we're ready to reopen when the time comes. But we have basically transitioned to doing a lot of our work online, kind of like what Richard was talking about, trying to figure out how to create an in-person experience, walking through the body and things like that on the computer. And so it's been a pretty wild ride. I think kind of like you say, I think some of this is going to be here to stay, and I think it's going to be a great way for us to do some outreach going forward. But it's been a pretty sharp learning curve, but it's been exciting.
I would imagine in the age of COVID, what you've had to answer a lot of questions out there with your online offerings, because we are in a health crisis situation because we're locked up because of a pandemic.
Absolutely. And I don't know if it's irony but we had just opened an exhibit called Outbreak, Epidemics in a Connected World in the fall. Not realizing that we'd be in the middle of the largest pandemic in a very long time when we opened it. But we've gotten a lot of questions. We've done a lot of our virtual programming has been around it, and it continues to be online on our YouTube channel. So yes, we've been answering a lot of questions about it, because it's challenging when you have something like this, a novel disease unfolding in real time. There's so many questions, not just for the general community, but even in the medical community, and learning new things every day. And so trying to talk to people about that process and how it works, and trying to make sense of all the news stories that we're getting has been a big part of what we've been doing lately.
Do you, all of our students here in the Houston area and across the nation, many of them were taking virtual learning all throughout the spring semester and now going into the fall. Have you been offering things online for educators and for students? And maybe you can show us some of the things that are available through your website and your social media.
Sure. In fact, if you'd like, I could go ahead and do a screen share. Yeah. And let me pull it up. All right, so let me go ahead and here's Outbreak, which we were just talking about, or the exhibit. One of the things that we've done, this is an exhibit from the Smithsonian, and so we've actually got a virtual experience with Outbreak. So some of the content that the Smithsonian developed is available on our website. So that's one of the things that we tried to make available, because we felt like it was so relevant to what's going on right now.
Now, I heard, are you guys partnered with the Smithsonian or part of it? I heard something along those lines.
Yeah, so the Health Museum is a Smithsonian affiliate. So we work pretty closely with them. In fact, we just had a number of curators from the Smithsonian that joined us for one of our virtual programs just this month. So I can show you some of that. So yes, we do work regularly with them. We have the opportunity to bring in some of the exhibits that the Smithsonian puts out, and Outbreak was one of them. Okay. So this photo right here, this is one of our educators, Taryn Vielma, and she's actually standing in front of the Outbreak exhibit.
Yeah, it looks like we need to change the photos. We're still on the first one here.
Okay.
Let's see.
It's moving.
Yeah, go to slideshow and you might be able to get it showing.
Okay. Let me see.
There we go.
Maybe I'll just leave them
Yeah.
on the slide, because for some reason when I have it in the slideshow format, it's not showing. So this right here is one of our educators doing one of our little online programs that's been available on our Facebook page. And in this one, she's actually talking about the respiratory system. Sure. And kind of how to keep it healthy, because that's been a big topic of conversation.
Absolutely. With
coronavirus. We've had some of our other educators doing not just programs on COVID, but talking about like recipes and nutritional tips both in English and Spanish. So again, some of the ones that we've got right in front of us can be found on our Facebook channel and our YouTube channel. Other exhibits. So we had just opened Artificial Intelligence, Your Mind in the Machine when we close. We've done some virtual programming around that, including having the creator of the exhibit come and talk about that experience. The Hands That Feed Houston was a beautiful photography exhibit that we have up in the museum by Amy Scott. And this was our first time taking an exhibit and creating a virtual photography exhibit on our website. So that's available as well. And then Gear Up, the Science of Bikes is an exhibit that we'll have coming on this fall, and we don't really know what to expect or when we'll be open. We're excited to share it with people, but we'll also be having different activities and bike rides and things like that in the community come fall for that. Some of our other programs that we've had that have been in-person programs and we're doing virtually now, one is called the Great Age Movement. It's a partnership with the group of that name. And their focus is really on promoting activity movement with seniors. And so that's incredibly important right now, especially with so many of us at home. We do weekly live programs on Facebook with them. And our first one was actually talking about how to do, how to navigate Facebook live programs. So this has been a lot of fun. And it's one that we've been continuing.
Now, just if people are watching, they're wondering where they can find this, we're going to put all the links to your social media and your website in the post of this show when we repost it in our social media. So folks can find it here as well. That's
great. Thank you for doing that. Yes, it's thehealthmuseum.org. And you can get to all of our different social media links through the website. Social motion. This is another one. We know that there's been a lot of families out there, especially with special needs students, children that have autism. And this is one of the programs we've been doing with Social Motion. That's normally an in-person program, but that we've put online because that's one community that's really been struggling a lot with what's going on and with all the stay-at-home orders. The current class that we've got is going through August, and then we'll start new classes. So if there's anyone that's interested in that program, again, you can find more information on that on our website. So there's a whole bunch of things going on.
Right. Well, I want to go back. I want to ask you, if I could, Becky, I want to go back to that slide on the outbreak. When you guys started this, boy, talk about irony. You had this, exhibit that was started in, you said, the fall?
It opened in October.
Okay. So when we went into lockdown phase, did you guys anticipate that this was going to last this long? Did y'all have any I've talked to some experts who said, well, we thought it was going to be a long haul and we're not surprised about this. Did you anticipate that it was going to be, here we are going into August and we're still in somewhat of a lockdown?
So if you look at some past outbreaks and kind of similar to what we're seeing with coronavirus, especially a new one that spread as much as it has, I don't know that it's a surprise. I don't know that. I think when we closed the museum, there was the hope that we would be able to reopen because at that point in time, it was really only the beginning of what they called community spread. Which is when it's spreading throughout the community and it's not really clear who it's spreading from. And so there was the hope that if we could kind of get control of that situation and use some of the public health measures like quarantining when you're sick and things like that, that it might not become what it's become. But once you start getting spread like we've seen, I think it gets to the point where it's just really important for that vaccine development to happen. So I don't know that it's a surprise, but I know we all would love to be able to get back to a little bit more of a normal day-to-day. It just might take a little while.
Yeah, it may take a little while. And what's that normal going to look like? That still remains to be seen, because I feel like after 9/11, things changed dramatically for the way we travel, the way we live our lives, and I feel like we're at that moment again where we may be, looking at a new normal, how we live our lives. I'm hearing face coverings could be here for years. You just don't know.
It's definitely a possibility. I mean, you look at other outbreaks that have happened, different pandemics, whether you're talking about flu pandemics or HIV/AIDS, and it's definitely changed the way that we do some things. I think, you and Richard have been talking about even the role that virtual things are going to be playing in our lives. And I think with so many of us, working remotely or being on the computer and being reliant on the online world for everything from ordering things when stores are closed to doing education that way, I have a feeling that that's going to become a much bigger part of what we do, even when we do go back to in person. So, sure.
All right, Becky, we appreciate you joining us today. And as mentioned, if folks would like to see your social media, watch your YouTube channel, we'll have links to all those and your website in social media. Thanks for being here. We wish you the best, and we'd love to get back in your museum sometime soon.
Yeah, I know we can't wait to have everyone back, but thank you so much for having us this morning. And if anyone wants to visit our website, feel free to reach out to us either on Facebook or through email. We'd love to hear from you.
Thank you, Becky. We appreciate it.
No problem.
All right, we're going to go back to Stafford. Raquel Sims from our Stafford studio. Raquel, we've been working virtually for a while. I usually change my backgrounds every day, but behind me is the podcast studio. If you're missing our studio, well, that's it behind me. I don't know. I'm liking this working remotely, but I'd like to get back in that studio sooner rather than later.
Yeah, same here. It's a different feel whenever you're working from home. And so I definitely, just looking at the studio, it makes me want to be back in the station, especially when recording like our stand-ups and stuff for the news. It's been something. So I definitely miss it as well.
Unprecedented, I think, but we all have to remain flexible through this whole thing, because we are dealing with something we've never gone through here before. Yeah. It's time for our events and announcements. First off, congratulations are in order here at Houston Community College for Farrell Prestige. She has been named the new Chief Information Officer. Farrell Prestige, who served as Interim Vice Chancellor of Information Technology, has been named new Chief Information Officer effective next week, August 6th, pending board approval. With more than 35 years in the IT industry, she's also served as Associate Vice Chancellor of Core Information Services, with responsibility for HCC's ERP software applications, enterprise system hardware, servers, database administration, data center operations, and much more. Congratulations to Farrell Prestige, and great. Good luck on your new position. We appreciate all the work you guys do. IT has really stepped up, Raquel, over these past several months, helping us get online and remain to function virtually.
Yes, and I honestly don't even know where we would be if we did not have AI or just the IT department. It has really, really made a staple in everything. And just kind of speaking on what's going on within the fall, we have some dates for the new fall schedule. Again, some very important dates to remember for students and faculty. On August 24th, we have the fall semester still beginning, but all classes will meet remotely for the first 6 weeks. That's very important to keep in mind. And we have the Flex Campus, and lab-based students should be still enrolling, but will be online and restricted to 9 students. So please, please, please register now. Do not miss this opportunity. We still have online scheduling still available, and it's not impacting anything. And then on September 28th, we have faculty for in-person classes return to campus. And then on October 5th, we have in-person Flex Campus lab-based courses begin, and everyone will be required to follow all safety protocols, including wearing face coverings and passing individual screenings. Decisions about support and student services reopening will be made closer to October 5th, and we will keep you all updated in the meantime.
That's right, Raquel. And keep in mind, students, faculty, and staff, all of our services are available online, virtually through our website, hccs.edu. We have a virtual lobby where you can get your questions answered through somewhat of a message email format. We're also establishing a face-to-face virtual lobby through Zoom. That'll be launched in the next couple of weeks. So we've got some exciting things available. Don't think that you can't get a hold of someone in financial aid or counseling or advising. We're all available. Those services are available, and you can reach them through the website, and they will get back to you. And as you mentioned, we'll provide updates as, it seems like things are changing on a daily, if not weekly basis. Mm-hmm. We got another thing going on, Tech Talk at 2. Farrell Prestige will be with her ID department. She wants to introduce the robust voice and video collaboration tools that are available to connect students, faculty, and staff and the community, including Microsoft Teams, Jabber, WebEx, Kaltura Live Rooms, as well as Canvas and Eagle Online. That's, I think, Raquel, that's 2 p.m. today, Thursday, July 30th.
Yes, that is 2 p.m. Please do not miss this opportunity to find out all of the new innovative things, and congratulations again to Farrell Prestige. We also have 4 HCC drive-through testing sites that's available. The first site is Flex Frega Campus at 301 North German Street, and the next one is Eastside Campus at 6815 Rustic Street. Both Southeast sites are open from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. No appointment required at either location. And we have other 2 HCC sites that require appointments, and you can reach them at 512-883-2400, and it's the HCC Northeast Campus at 555 Community College Drive and the HCC South Campus at 1990 Airport Boulevard. Both of these campus sites are open from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. through Saturday, and they have so just make sure you call and make your appointment there as well.
We also have a convocation coming up for the fall. It's our first fully virtual convocation. It's scheduled Friday, August the 21st. The theme this year, well, it's We're All Connected. Makes sense, right? Registration is now open. It runs through Monday, August 17th. You can go to our website. Faculty and staff are allowed to register at hccs.edu. On our website. We've got a Rec Sports Virtual Fun and Fitness Boot Camp, Raquel.
Yes, I'm excited about that. And you can find all of that information on the website as well. It is from noon to 12:40 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And they actually have one going on today, you guys, so don't miss that. It's for current HCC students, staff, faculty, but you must have your HCCS email. So please register today. You can reach Christian Andrews at christian.andrews@hccs.edu. Again, his email is christian.andrews@hccs.edu. And you can put in the subject line, Virtual Fitness Summer 2020. I think it's time. Get the body right.
So that means you're going to be taking one of the virtual boot camps today?
I may think about it. I don't mind, because I actually need to get back in the swing of things because I kind of felt a little bit lazy, but I think I may take that opportunity up.
Well, today's the day. It's always never too late to get started exercising. Today could be the day. Virtual boot camp. Get involved with it. It's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. We got a great show for you tomorrow. Minnie Jenkins, Program Manager of Adult Education and Literacy. She'll be joining us to discuss how high school students in need of credit recovery due to difficulties faced because of COVID. She's going to talk about a program for them. And also, Dr. Jimmy Adams is here tomorrow. He's our resident poet. He's got a poem called Living in the Future. He's going to recite it. We'll talk about it. We may have a few other surprises tomorrow. I think Frank Cooper is going to be on board. So we'll definitely talk sports, because Frank is a sports guy. So we'll talk about that. All that tomorrow on Up to the Minute. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Thank you for being here, Raquel.
Thank you for having me. And I'm looking forward to everything, especially living in the future, because we're living in the future technically right now. So
Certainly are. Yeah, that's going to be a good show tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow and Up to the Minute, 10 a.m. live right here on Facebook. I'm Todd Duplantis. See you then.